Good evening, good evening. This is Joe Follette, Jr., licensed marriage and family therapist, here with you with a Born Again Love show. So happy to be here with you one more time. Let's have a word of prayer as we begin our show this evening. Father in heaven, thank you so much for this time together. I ask that you would bless us in our time, that it might be fruitful for everyone listening, and that you might use me, that the words I say may bring glory to you and help someone today. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, how's everybody doing this evening? I know that I am blessed and happy to be here and for another edition of the Born Again Love show. Today, we want to talk about it's the rhythm beneath the rhythms. It's the rhythm beneath the rhythms. I don't know if you have ever listened to someone create a song. I've dibbled and dabbled in it, but I was watching my buddy Halloran actually create a song, and it was interesting to watch. The first thing that he did was create the rhythm, the beats, the rhythm that the song would go on, and he'd lay down that track and boom 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 whatever the rhythm was, and it would lay track on top of track on top of track, and that rhythm was the foundation of the song. And so I learned from that, watching that. I learned that in life, just to make the analogy, in life there's a rhythm that we run our lives by. It's the beat. It's the theory. It's the world view. It's the chip on our shoulder, whatever that is driving everything that we do. And it is also very much at work in our relationships. So it's important to really pay attention to your life rhythm. What is the beating message that's beneath everything in your life? It's the rhythm beneath the patterns. Now, we've been talking a lot about patterns, and one of the patterns that we've been talking about is the pattern of over functioning. And I'm excited because we started our over functioning group this week, and you're welcome to come and join in as well. Stop carrying the whole relationship. If you're an over functioner, you need to come and be a part of this group. And so I found that there are patterns that we engage in, and over functioning and under functioning is a pattern in our relationships. And so you can recognize these patterns by these familiar behaviors. You keep repeating the same behaviors over and over again. Defensiveness, is a pattern, just being defensive. Resentment is a pattern. And so these are patterns that we engage in our relationships. But there's a rhythm, there's a beat beneath the patterns that's driving those patterns. And so you can say, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's a good, thing to say. I'm going to stop doing this and figure out what else to do. But you really need to identify why you're doing it. What is the pattern beneath the pattern? Most people try to change their relationship patterns. Lasting transformation happens when we discover and change the rhythm beneath those patterns. I've been doing therapy now for over 30 years, and well, I haven't quite made 30 years as a therapist. I started in 1999, licensed, but before that we practiced it. When we were doing therapy, and it was even during pastoring. I worked with couples even as a pastor, and so it's been over 30 years. I've been working with couples and people's relationships, families, and whatnot. And I've helped people work through communication problems, trust issues, conflict issues, affairs, parenting struggles. I mean, you name it. Every kind of relationship challenge you can imagine. I have had to, I've had the privilege of helping people work through. What I've discovered, though, the most is that, um, uh, for all of us, we're trying to solve the wrong problem. Okay, trying to solve the wrong problem. We're thinking that, and I mean, I don't know how many couples have come to me and said, have said we have communication problems. Well, I'm not going to disagree with you, because indeed that's a problem. Communication is a problem. We have a lot of conflict issues. We every time we talk, we get into a conflict with each other. Yeah, that's a problem. But trying to solve that problem is really just putting a band-aid on the situation. I want to talk to you about an idea that has changed the way I think about relationships forever. Um, so here's a question: Why do smart people keep having the same argument? Why do loving people keep hurting each other? Why do people promise to change and then repeat the same behavior? Our first instinct is to blame the behavior. But what if the behavior isn't the real problem? My heart wasn't beating the way it was designed to. Um, it wasn't that my heart had stopped, it had lost its rhythm. Um, the surgeon didn't give me a new heart, he restored its rhythm. And now, I don't have the same symptoms I had before. I've come to believe that many relationships are exactly the same. We find ourselves just, feeling like we need to replace the heart. But no, you just need to get the heart beating correctly. You see, outcomes come from patterns. And patterns come from rhythms. Outcomes are what we experience. Patterns are what we repeatedly do. And rhythms are what keep those patterns alive. Here's some examples of patterns: control, avoidance, people pleasing, defensiveness, overfunctioning. What rhythm might be producing those patterns? Patterns are what we repeat. Rhythms are what keep us repeating them. In the Bible, story about Nicodemus, which really, that story has been the inspiration for the whole born again love movement. When Nicodemus came to Jesus at night and asked him, "What must I do to be saved?" And Jesus said, "Well, you must be born again." And Nicodemus went there literal. "Oh, you mean I got to go back into my mother's womb and be born again?" It sounded like he was trying to be funny. Jesus says, "No, you must become a believer." Basically what he was saying. You got to believe in me. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Jesus wasn't asking Nicodemus to try harder. In fact, Nicodemus's whole religion was built on trying hard, being good, following all the rules, being a good little boy, right? But Jesus didn't focus on works at all. He was focusing on the heart. the heart of the matter. He wasn't focusing on the patterns. He was focusing on the rhythm. He was inviting him into a completely different way of living. Born again love isn't simply learning new relationship skills. It's discovering a new rhythm for the way we love. You need to learn how to love differently. Think about this. What patterns keep repeating in your life? What outcomes are you experiencing that you are not happy with? But here's the deeper question. What rhythm is producing that pattern? If you're online, I encourage you to put it in the comments. What pattern? Are you a controller? Are you fearful? Do you do a lot of avoiding? You're trying to avoid conflict? Do you have anger issues? What about distance? You pull away and withdraw. What about perfectionism? You're a perfectionist? Look at your patterns. Now, most people try to change their outcomes. Some people work on their patterns, but lasting transformation happens when we discover the rhythm beneath the pattern. Remember, every relationship has a rhythm. Healthy rhythms create healthy patterns. Healthy patterns create healthy relationships. Don't give up on love. Rebuild it, rewire it, restore it. Identify the pattern beneath the rhythm. I remember listening to the music as Halloran, my friend, was creating the song, and just seeing how he would take he would only record about maybe 2 frames of the beat, of the rhythm. And then he would copy it, paste it throughout the entire song. So once you find the right rhythm, it's going to keep working. But the problem is, if you have the wrong rhythm, that's going to keep working too. Over and over again. Once you begin that pattern, it's going to continue until you just determine what's beneath it. For me, I realized that growing up as a pastor's kid, I was the son of a pastor. My grandfather's a pastor. I became a pastor. And our job was to take care of the sheep. Not to take care of ourselves. And so I learned, I believe I learned that all that was important was that everybody else was happy. And that was my job, to make everybody happy at whatever cost. That, for me, was the rhythm beneath the pattern. The rhythm was me believing that I was supposed to make everybody else happy. And with that came, it's not that important that they make me happy. It's more important that I make them happy. And that led me to become an overfunctioner. in all of my relationships. Doing more than I should do, not expecting reciprocity, not establishing firm boundaries. Yeah. And so I'm recognizing that rhythm. And I'm trying. I mean, listen, it's difficult. Once the song is started, how do you rip the rhythm out? How do you change the rhythm? I remember as a chorister, I used to lead worship, and you're keeping the folks on rhythm, and then on certain points you would slow them down, and inevitably there was somebody who just didn't get the message, and so it's difficult to change the rhythm that's already started, but it's not impossible. So now, um, I'm 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 believing that yes, I'm here to make others happy, but I'm expecting to be in relationships where others make me happy. Should be reciprocal, give and take. You know what I mean? Here's some of those patterns that these rhythms that you might find at the bottom of your life that's feeding into your patterns. And one of them is fear, folks. Fear, and it leads to a pattern of control. Right? You didn't know that? Being controlling is really based on fearfulness, avoidance, avoiding conflict because you're fearful. Uh, Jealousy is fed by fear. Defensiveness is fed by fear. What are you afraid of? That's important to ask that question. That's how you drill down to the rhythm that is running your relationships, that's running your life. And listen, folks, this principle doesn't just apply to relationships. It applies to every aspect of our lives financially. What are your outcomes? Well, you continue to do the same thing. If you're living above your means and you have debt, and you're underwater, it's because of the patterns you keep repeating. But why do you keep repeating those patterns? Because of the rhythm, and maybe at the core of the rhythm beneath those patterns, maybe it's fear. Maybe it's fear of success. Maybe it's fear of failure. It's so important to identify the pattern beneath the pattern. Maybe the rhythm beneath the pattern. Maybe the rhythm beneath the pattern is a sense that you're just not good enough. Maybe you had some people in your life, a parent, father or mother, who didn't show appreciation, didn't give you validation, didn't affirm you, and even maybe even criticized you, and some have reported even had parents that would call them names and just were really verbally and emotionally abusive, and sometimes even physically abusive, sexually abusive. And so somehow the rhythm was that you weren't good enough, that you were not as good as other people, that you began to see yourself less than everybody else. That's a rhythm. And that rhythm propels that pattern, those patterns that you continue to repeat in the various areas of your life. Health-wise, it's another one. What are your patterns? With your eating, your dietary patterns. Are you drinking enough water? Well, why not? Why do you keep repeating these patterns? It's because of some underlying belief. some limiting belief, that this rhythm that keeps driving your life, driving. So if you want to change your outcomes, you got to change your patterns. But if you want to change your patterns, you got to change your rhythm. Scarcity, not having enough, is another rhythm. You find yourself hoarding, scorekeeping, feeling resentment and being, having this competition with everybody and have to have the last word. We need to figure out the rhythm beneath your pattern. There's so many more. I want to encourage you to attend our overfunctioning over under reset, 4-week reset. There's the QR code for it, the over under reset. I encourage you to go and sign up. It's Monday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're welcome to come and be a part of that. It's going to be, we had a wonderful time this last week, and we're continuing to. So we encourage you to become a part of it. Go to the website and sign up for the over under 4-week reset. So yes, folks, we are really blessed to have had an experience for ourselves, a born again love. I see things completely different now. I see love differently. I see myself differently. I think that with born again love, you have a new identity. You value yourself more, and you expect others to value you more. And so I wish for you that you would experience born again love too. What a blessing. We have created a complete website around it, bornagainlove.us. I encourage you to check it out, become a member. We're taking people through the 5 C's of born again love, and in our ballrooms, catch it. You got to catch it in action. You got to see yourself doing it, and that's a part of fixing it. You catch it, and then you got to understand, what's beneath it. You got to catch the rhythm. What's the rhythm here? You got to catch it. Then you got to change it. You got to put in a new rhythm, a new belief system to support, the patterns that you want to repeat. So you got to change it, and then you have to submit it. You got to establish it. It's got to be rehearsed over and over again, repeated until it's a habit, and you replace that old pattern, because now you replace the old rhythm. You got a new rhythm now. And then you have to, after you catch it, change it, and submit it, then you need to celebrate it. It's something to celebrate. When you're changed, when you've been transformed, when you're a new creature, a new person, your relationships are fresh and exciting and fulfilling. And even if you're by yourself, you now feel better about yourself. So you're okay by yourself. That's born again love. That's something to celebrate. And then lastly, the 5th C is you cast it. You want to tell everybody else. You want to encourage others to find that same love, to see love the same way, so that they can be free of anxiety and free of conflict and free of internal turmoil. You can be free of these things when you identify the rhythm that's driving those patterns, you can have a new life experience. That's right. And that's what I wish for you. I encourage you to learn about your patterns. Go to sizzlequiz.com, and that's where you can go and take a quiz. Answer a few questions, and it'll tell you some of your patterns. And that's where you begin. You begin by recognizing those patterns and learning about what is it that I keep repeating over and over again that's producing the results that are not getting me where I want to be in my life. That's what I want you to do. Go take the sizzlequiz.com. I also encourage you again to sign up for the over-under 4-week reset. Go to the QR code there, over-under 4-week reset, and you can become a part of our program and our group, and we're having a wonderful time. You get to know other folks who are struggling with over functioning. That's something to really keep in mind. And then, of course, go on to our page, bornagainlove.us, and there you can become a member, join. We got 50 members and 42 our founding allies. You can become a founding ally if you want to support us. You can become a member. And we also have what we call the Legacy Partners program. So you can become a legacy partner. You get to participate in the ballrooms, and you get daily SMS encouragement. So we got all kinds of things there to keep you on the track to improving your relationships and improving your outcomes. Yes. So again, it's just a privilege and a blessing to be able to share some words of encouragement with you on Thursday evenings for the Born Again Love Show. I encourage you to press like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Everybody needs encouragement to improve their relationship. And so that's what we're here for. We've been doing it for so many years, blessing so many people. And I'm even at this point blessing myself, learning some things at this old age that are improving my life. And so I want to continue to be a source of encouragement, a source of knowledge, a source of transformation. So if you would like to join and be a part of it, come on to bornagainlove.us and learn all about what we're doing. Well, folks, God bless you. It's been a great opportunity again to spend with you another evening. Soon, hopefully, we have some interviews coming your way, and just really just trying to inspire couples, inspire people to find out, well, what's the rhythm beneath my rhythm? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to think differently so I can have different outcomes? All right, folks. God bless you. Until tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. I'll see you guys live for the Born Again Love Daily TouchPoint. So God bless you and have a wonderful evening. Take care now.